Every election year, I never fail to take the opportunity to poll the audience, no matter who I'm speaking to all over the country, and I want to do that right now. I want to poll the audience on some of the political candidates, not all of them, because I know a lot of you have breakfast plans, but what I'll do is pretend that the election is tomorrow, all right? The November election is tomorrow. And I will list off the candidates, and when we come to the one that tickles your fancy, you may vote by either applause or yelling, screaming, whistling. Be as emotional as you want, because remember, as Buffalo goes, so goes Rochester. Okay, so let's see what we come up with right now. Now, you're going to cooperate now, aren't you? All right. Okay, if the election were to be held tomorrow, how many in here right now would vote for Gerald Ford? Okay, very good. Very good, thank you. Now, those of you who just applauded, how many of you voted for him the last time? If the election were to be held tomorrow, how many in here would vote for Hubert Humphrey? Hubert's always in there. You know, he's never at a loss for words. I remember a couple years ago, Hubert had a little bit of hostility in the audience. Somebody threw a tomato at him. Didn't bother Hubert. The tomato struck him, and he said, "Speaking of agriculture." The election were to be held tomorrow. How many would vote for George Wallace? What part of New England are you from, sir? The Yankees are taking over, aren't they? I'll tell you. The election were to be held tomorrow. How many would vote for Scoop Jackson? Election were to be held tomorrow. How many would vote for Mo Udall? Birch Bayh? Jimmy Carter? Remember what Carter said? What's good for Skippy peanut butter is good for the country. No, it's not. The election will be held tomorrow. How many vote for Milton Schaap? Sergeant Schreiber? None of the above? You know, one of the big issues in the campaign, the president and the First Lady, Betty Ford, are disagreeing. Now, she's doing a great job campaigning. She's a definite asset to him in the New Hampshire primary. And they disagree on an issue that's gotten to be rather major, and it's very confusing. Nobody's really clear in it. I'm not. As I get it, President Ford is against abortion except in states with a major primary. Is that the... Mrs. Ford seems to favor it, and that's a very convenient way to campaign, because he can speak to the right to lifers, she can speak to the women's livers, and if you don't like one, you can vote for the other one. A recent survey reveals the fact that most pro-abortionists are people who have already been born. Another major issue in the campaign are the medical records of the candidates. They've all gone public as far as their health is concerned. And I think they ought to have their medical examinations at one time, like an Army physical, right? Mr. Shriver, what do you mean you lost your sample? No, you can't use teddies. Jimmy Carter seems very healthy, although I worry about a man whose teeth look like chiclets. Reagan is very healthy looking, although don't you get the idea that beneath that youthful appearance and trim physique is an old man trying to get out?